Let's make treasures take a look. Friends together, thick and thin. Welcome to Hooked and Steeped with Lynn.
Hi friends, thank you for coming back and visiting with me today. Can you believe that this video is the last Stash Smash video for this year? I can't believe it's really gone by quite fast. I mean, in just a few days, we're in September, friends. September. So, before I show you the few things I managed to get done this week with things from my stash, I actually have more things, but they're for another video that you'll see on Monday of a specific yarn I made some things with because I want to talk to you all about that yarn. So, I actually made more things than what I'm going to show you, but I can't show you them all yet. Or make sure you're subscribed and hit that bell so you don't miss that video on Monday. First of all, I want to get a little business out of the way. I haven't really talked about it since the first video, but all month long, Michelle, Linda, and I have been we're going to be doing a giveaway with all these videos. We're each giving away a $25 Amazon gift card. You win that by commenting on all the videos from Linda, Michelle, and I's videos. And we will be doing a random comment picker from each one of our channels from a specific video that gets picked on September 1st on our grand finale right here on Hooked and Steeped with Lynn at 7 p.m. Eastern. We'll also be doing a hashtag drawing. That is a live draw during the chat where you could win a beautiful fall blanket kit. If you're an American subscriber who wins, you will win a blanket kit that we have picked from Hirschner's. That's just stunning. And if you are a Canadian subscriber that has been chosen, you're going to be getting a beautiful, it's so beautiful. Michelle bought this actually before the collab. I might purchase this. A beautiful fall Afghan kit from Lion brand. That is, it's gorgeous. I'm actually considering buying this myself. So we don't want to leave anybody out. You know, as a Canadian in Canada who joins a lot of these collabs, a lot of times the Canadians they're not allowed to participate in any of the giveaways. So we're not going to be doing that with my giveaway, with my collabs. So that's all September 1st, 7 p.m. Eastern. There's also a little voting that's been going on all month. Very fun, where I'll be handing out certificates to any of us that will win from what you've all voted on. It's very tongue-in-cheek. It's meant to be fun. It's not serious. We appreciate it. A lot of you have been voting. So that is down there in the description box, that Google link. There's just 4 questions. It won't take you very long. We really, really appreciate it. The voting for that, everything, all the voting, the comments, everything will end August 31st at 5 p.m. because I need time by the next day to add up everything. So 5 p.m., August 31st, all the voting, the comment picker will be done. At 5:01, I'll start setting up all the comment picker and everything to get that all set up for I have to have some of it pre-done, as in I need to know what videos are going to be chosen to have the comment picked from them. So that needs to be done ahead of time before the 1st. So yes, that all is done at 5 p.m. Eastern, August 31st. 5:01 p.m. you can shop. And I am going to, because Premier has Bloom on sale, friends, and that is what I need to finish my last whip from Whip Week that I ran out of. So first I'm going to show you what I did manage to make this week, and then we're going to do a roundup of everything I made so far this month. Now, Michelle and Lynn and I are still going through our stash over these next few days, and we will share what we finished on that live finale also. We'll also be tallying up all the labels that we have used. So I still have a few things and a little bit of yarn left from a couple of these projects I'm going to show you, hence the yarn here on my yarn holder. So make sure you join us September 1st at 7 p.m. Eastern to see what we end up finally finishing these last few days. So I finished my big project that took a couple of days, and I still had a few days to go before I needed to make this video for you all. So I thought I'm going to dig some yarn out of the mystery box. I had a small cake of this, 151 grams, and I used that. And then I needed just a little bit to finish one of the last projects with that yarn. So I dug out this one. I did peek in and look because I knew I had more. I think there's a whole nother one too. in there. This is Jumbo Speckle from Red Heart Super Saver. It's called Jade Speckle. It's not the softest yarn, but when you wash it, it washes up nice. And I think I have another one. I really do. I think there's another one in there. I have lost. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I have more than that. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. So yeah, so I'll save my big project for last. So as I said, I thought, okay, I'll start going back to the mystery box. That's my plan for the next few days before the 1st. I would love to say I can get all of that, what I was left in there. It's definitely a lot lower than it was, but there's still quite a bit. So I don't know if I'll get to them all before the finale, but I do plan on finishing up anything that's in there. So as I said, I had enough and I made this hat with the cake, and I still had quite a bit of the cake left. So I said, okay, I will make a Suzette stitch ear warmer. Well, I still had some left, and I'm like, that's enough to make a baby hat. And I don't know why. I guess because I was in the Suzette stitch frame of mind. I did not do my normal beanie. I did a Suzette stitch beanie, and I love it. I absolutely love it. But it eats up a little bit more yarn than my typical pattern I use to make my beanies. And I needed a little bit more, so that's why, like, literally, it wasn't a lot. I think, like, maybe 2 more rows, and I was able to finish this. And then, so I made a child-size hat in the Suzette stitch. I literally started, the first row was half double crochet back loop, and then at some point, I picked it back up, and I just started doing Suzette stitch for the next few rows. So I did my last row as a half double crochet back loop, so the seam kind of matches. And I don't mind having a seam on my hats because that lets people know, oh, that's the back, you know? So I think it's cute. I'm like, okay, Suzette stitch hat might have to happen a few more times because I think it really gave it quite a bit of texture. So this is the one I normally would make. And isn't that nice? So I was really happy with that. And of course the Suzette stitch for the ear warmer I did. And now I have this whole skein I'd like to get through so I can count that label. So I did that. Well, then I still had from my sweater, my hexagon cardigan I made in Fall Vibes, I have a little bit of one cake left. Actually, it was almost a full cake. I only needed like maybe a quarter of it to finish that sweater. And I'm actually thinking about trying to take it apart and sewing it together the way I did my sunrise one, because I'm just not liking the way it's laying on me. And I probably won't wear it if I don't like that, but I'm like, I glued in my ends on all that one. Yeah, so I don't think that's going to happen. So I might have to just figure something out. Anyway, I decided I would make one of my headscarves. And I used a smaller hook this time, and I like this. So I think going forward, I used a 4.5. I think that's what I'm going to use going forward. So I just did a simple corner-to-corner headscarf. It's my favorite headscarves that I make. I still have like half the skein of that left. I'm like, okay, that didn't use up as much as I thought, but it did use up a good half of it. So there's that. And then I dug out of the mystery box. I said, okay, everything was caught up. All my whips were caught up. Well, to the point where I could, because like I said, I ran out of yarn on the balloon blanket. I reached in and I pulled out some yarn. This is Hirschner's Celebration. You can't even get this one anymore. Harvest is what it was called. I had that in there, and I did go from my stash in my cubbies and picked out a color to go with it because I thought, you know what? I'm going to make some granny squares with Matt's Sunburst Granny Square tutorial that he shared recently. Or I guess not recently. It was a while ago, the Sunburst one. And I wasn't sure what I was going to do with them. Originally, I thought, okay, I'm going to make 13, and I'm going to do the 13 square granny bag. And I wasn't really feeling it. I can't tell if I don't like the the Sunburst. I can't tell if I don't like the Sunburst square itself, or I just don't like the yarn I picked to make the Sunburst. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what it is I don't like. I'm going to try it again in a different yarn and see if I like it better. I love the one that he showed that he made. But I'm just like, I'm not sure what it is. So I thought, okay, we're not going to do the 13 square granny bag. And I'm like, what am I going to do? And I had 8 done. And I thought, well, first I was going to do 12. And I thought, okay, I'll do like a bag. And I'll do 6 on one side, 6 on the other. And when I started measuring them, I thought, that's going to be too big. Though I think it would make a great like overnight bag or something that size. So that might still be something I'm going to do. But it still wasn't at the time what I was picturing in my head. So I'm like, wait a minute. What if these are pretty good size? What if I did 4 on one side, 4 on the other, and made a bag? This is all out of my head. I did not follow a pattern other than Matt's Sunburst Granny Square. Putting it all together, doing the sides, the bottom, the handles, that was all something I had to figure out for myself. So, are you ready to see it? I am pretty happy with it. There is my Granny Square bag. Sunburst Granny Square, to be exact. And the Harvest and the Premier. This is Premier Leaf, I think it's called. Yes, I think it's Leaf. Worsted, just their worsted weight yarn. Very, very soft. The Hirschner's is not that soft, but it will soften up when you wash it. I haven't washed this yet, which I will be. And I didn't want too long of handles because these do stretch when you put things in them. So I put quite a few things in them, and this didn't stretch as much as some of my other bags because the handles were too long. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I should have lined. I was debating about lining it. I really was because there's holes. But my feeling I'm going to be using this for is to carry around yarn. When I go shopping for certain things, clothing, yarn, things like that. That's not bad to put in here. I also thought it'd make a good project bag to keep yarn in. I have lots of little bags with zippers that I use to put crochet hooks, scissors, darning needles. I would throw that in here. I would, and go. So I'm pretty happy with it. Like I did this all from my head. Everything from my head. I'm just so proud of it. So there is that. So I got that made. Well, like I said, as you can see, I still have some of this left. And I'm like, ugh, I want to use all that up to get it gone. I thought, what if I made leaves? I'm going to use the green to make a cord. And with my Kato machine. So that will use up a little bit more of that green. And I thought, I'm going to make a banner with some leaves. So I made this leaf, like literally just made it. I need to still sew in the ends. And I'm like, I'd like to have bigger leaves on a banner. So I found a pattern for free online on a website. I don't even know what one it is because, I just typed in oak leaf crochet pattern and a bazillion came up and I just clicked on the first one that looked good. So I honestly couldn't tell you who it was from. But that is the oak leaf. Oh, I think that's cute. So I'm going to make a bunch more of them. And hopefully, and it uses up a lot of yarn you doing this leaf versus this leaf. Not that I might not do a few of these and kind of put them in between. I'm not sure. I'm just going to make a bunch and then worry about the banner later so I can use up that yarn. But that's what I'm starting with. And today, I'll probably be making a lot more leaves. So I can say that yarn is gone and count that towards my label. Sorry, I couldn't think of the word. Count that towards my labels from all this month. That is called the Hirschner's Worsted Celebrate yarn in Harvest, if anyone was wondering. But as I said, you can't get it anymore because I was going to use it to make my maple leaf graph can and then realized quickly you can't buy any more of that. Months and months ago, I realized I couldn't do that. So that's why I bought the Red Heart one, which I honestly like the Red Heart one better. So it worked out. Anyway, that is everything that got made this week, aside from the things that are coming out on Monday. So let's see everything we've made so far this month. This finally dried. I did block my egg gathering apron. I blocked it all this week. I am so happy with this. Other than I would like to make it 3 squares shorter, and that probably would if I make another one. But this one is just for me, and I don't mind that it's a little bit longer. I actually am thinking about attaching a top, like a little bib top, and that would kind of help bring it up higher. I'm thinking about doing that because I have lots of this sagey green Lily Sugar and Cream yarn. I have lots of it left. So I absolutely could do that. Oh, the color ran a little bit in that. That's disappointing, but like I said, this is just for me. So we made that apron. Oh, yes. Our amigurumi, our ghost. And, of course, the snowman who's been sitting up here all this time. My terrible mushrooms. Marshmallows on a stick. We've managed to make quite a few hats for the volunteer organization in my town that's collecting hats and warm things for the unhoused this winter. So I made this hat with the big super tweed yarn from Premier, and we made this hat, and these are warm. These are very warm. I made this spa headband with Bernat sparkling yarn. I'm really happy the way this turned out. Very happy. And I think I've come up with a way to use some more of that that's not amigurumi that I'm excited to try in a week or two with you all and see how it works. So stay tuned for that one. I also made some scrunchies with the blanket yarn. Another spa headband with some more. There's some of that is blanket yarn, some of that's parfait plush, and some of it is loops and threads plush, which I don't recommend. And then we made a little baby hat. This is one of my favorites. I love that colorway. And another ear warmer. Another hat to add to our donation pile. I'm happy I got so many made. A cowl that we made. I think that was in the first week. My goodness, I have made a lot this month, hauling everything out of here. My gigantuan. Where's the other one? Gigantuan. I'm going to see if I can shrink them, but I don't think they'll shrink that much. Fingerless gloves, because I doubled up, like the pattern said, and they were huge. More reasonable size fingerless gloves with an ear warmer. So we have the ear warmer, the cowl, and a fingerless gloves. That will be a set. Oh my goodness, I completely forgot we made this. This was in the very beginning. This was yarn that Catherine had sent me. I'm not sure what we're going to do with this. You know what? I might use this to store my garlic or my onions from my garden. I might do that. Another hat. Wow, I'm so happy. I was hoping to do at least 5, and I got that. So, yay. We did 2 dish scrubbies in a dishcloth. And we also did 3 little hats. And I think Grace and I were talking, and Grace and I like to donate ourselves. It's something her and I have been doing the last couple years. We donate things they need at the Grace Inn homeless shelter, women and children's shelter, rather, for women who are leaving domestic abuse. And, I mean, they literally leave with nothing. And we're thinking about maybe seeing if they could use some child-size hats at their donation. There was always also something else Grace and I were thinking of to take there this year that I could make. Oh, maybe some baby blankets. Grace even mentioned maybe Mom some amigurumi, and I'm like, we'll see how that goes. We also made 2 pumpkins, 2 funky pumpkins. And I don't think I'm going to put anything in this one for a cinnamon stick. I think I'm going to put it in this one. I think I sewed you too tight. I did. And then pile them on top of that. So it'd be like a little totem of pumpkins. That is everything we made this month. All from yarn I did not buy. Yarn that was just in my stash. And I think most of this came from yarn from the mystery box. All other than the plushy yarn. And the apron, because that was a whip. And the bloom is, like I said, the bloom is on sale. I already have some in my cart, ready to order Monday at 5:01. And I was really hoping to go further without buying yarn. Honestly, I was, but I'm trying to pick up everything, and I've run out of room in the basket I picked to store everything all this month. That's a good sign. So I was hoping to go further without purchasing yarn, but truly every yarn that's in my cart is yarn I need to finish a whip or make for Christmas, because I'm still on the hunt for the perfect colors for Aiden's blanket. I think I've decided on a pattern. We'll be talking about more of that soon, because I'm going to start working on that in September. I also have a lot of Halloween projects coming up. And if you missed our big announcement, starting on September 2nd at 1 p.m. Eastern, Linda and I are starting a new podcast, I guess they call them, but like Linda said, I don't understand because we're on YouTube, but we're starting a new collaboration together where we'll be going live 1 p.m. Eastern with a new show that we're calling The Cozy Skein.
Come on in and stay a while. Share a story, share a smile. Bring your tea and pull up a chair. There's always room for you in here. Welcome to the Cozy Skein, where every voice matters just the same. We'll laugh, we'll chat, and make new friends. Welcome to the Cozy Skein.
And that will be every Wednesday going forward. And the great thing is if it works, we're still new to this, we're trying to figure it out, we'll be able to simultaneously broadcast on each of our channels. So we'll be in the live together, but you can choose to watch me on my subscribers, her subscribers can watch on hers. That gives us both the watch hour credits for whoever watches what channel. And it's just easier. We don't have to remember whose turn is it to host. We don't have to worry about letting you all know, okay, this week you're going to see it over here. We're hoping it's going to work. We're going to see. Her and I are doing a private test live on Sunday together to make sure it goes off. I'm sure the first couple, there'll be some hiccups, but as we get going, hopefully they'll straighten out. So we're really looking forward to it. It's going to be a good time. I think the name says it all, The Cozy Skein. We have so many ideas for topics. We hope to have guest on. Occasionally we will be doing occasional hashtag giveaways when the mood suits us. So you don't want to miss that. That's going to be starting September 2nd, next week. I don't know where the time went. Her and I have been sitting on this for over 2 months. And now here it is. And we're like, uh-oh. Uh-oh. So that's happening. And also there's a live tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern here on Hooked and Steep with Lynn. I have a lot of lives coming up. And that is the last final live before the finale of Stash Smash with Michelle and Linda, just because we didn't have one last week. We went and celebrated our anniversary. We had a great time. And we did not get back until we did not get back home in time for 2 lives. So I'm glad I called that and so we wouldn't have one. And I miss chatting with the ladies. We would like to catch up, kind of help with that final push of the last couple of days, and just to remind you all about the different giveaways and show you everything we've been making since we last put a video out. For me, that won't be very long, but for Michelle and Linda, it has been a little bit since they had their videos out this week. So make sure you go and check out Michelle and Linda's Whip Week videos. Linda's came out Tuesdays. Michelle came out Wednesday. You want to go check them out, see what they made. Michelle got some really great progress done on some of her blankets. And Linda, I think, caught up on every single whip except for her Bloom blanket that she ran out of yarn for. It's funny. All 3 of us chose to use Bloom from our stash to make blankets, and all 3 of us ran out of yarn making them. All 3 of us. I think that's it, friends. I personally want to thank you all for the support that you showed this collab. It's my first collab I've hosted on this channel anyway. I've hosted several on my other channel, shameless plug coming, Bucket List Homestead. But this is the first one on here. I'm definitely, it's much more successful than I even hoped it would be. You all have been lovely. You've all been sharing all the things you've been making this month too on our community tabs. I go in and look at Michelle's and Linda's community tabs too, so I can see what you're all making. You're all just it's just been wonderful. I love this community so much. You all rock. So thank you so much. I've had people ask me, are you going to be doing more collabs? I have several ideas for several. We won't be doing any more with the holidays and everything coming, but I actually have one that I am thinking about doing in January, and I will be putting the call out for channels to join that probably in November. Or if you're watching this and you're a crochet channel and you don't even care what the collab is and you'd like to have your name down for that, go ahead and you can email me at hookedandsteepedwithlynn@gmail.com and I can start a list. I'm a planner, I'm a prepper, and I have ADHD, so Lynn lives on organization and having things done. I have anxiety when I know things have got to get done and they're not done until they're done, which is kind of bothering me about that baby blanket because I know I have to buy the yarn to finish it. But anyway, yeah, if you'd like to get your name on the list. I would love to have 10 channels join for the one in January, but if I get more than 10, we could certainly do that. But I have that one, and I have another one I think I'd like to do in April that I'm toying with. So, yeah. So thank you so much for making my first collab I've hosted on this channel such a success. It's because of all you watching. And it's been fun. It has been so much fun. I'm so glad I didn't end up just doing this alone. My original plan was just to do this all month long myself, and it was so much more fun to do this with my friend Linda and our new friend Michelle. It was so much fun. And like I said, you all just rock. You all have been so supportive and wonderful. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. And yeah, I can't wait to give away the prizes next week. That's always so much fun. So friends, that is it for Stash Smash 2026 videos anyway. We still have the finale and one more live, but this will be the last video that I share with you for Stash Smash. It's a little bit sad, but I'm also ready to move on and share so many more ideas I have for you all in the coming weeks and months. Vlogmas is not too far away, and things are coming in already. Not yarn, but things are coming in already that I plan on doing with Vlogmas, and I've been working on that too behind the scenes. That it's going to be so much fun, a lot of work, but I'm really looking forward to it. I have so many ideas for it. Sometimes I have too many. Friends, thank you for joining me today. If you like this video, please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the videos, the lives, all the good things that are coming out. We also have a crochet along that's starting in September, so you don't want to miss that. And if you are watching on your mobile device, I think your phone is the only way you can do that, and you have some hypes left, I would greatly appreciate you using a hype for me. I can't go over how it has helped these small channels like mine really grow. Speaking of which, I am this close to 4,000 subscribers. I'm over 3,800 now. So my goal is to reach 4,000 by the end of this year. So thank you all so much for hitting that subscribe button and helping me reach that personal goal. Till then, we will see you Saturday at the live, friends. Happy crocheting, and we'll see y'all soon. Bye.